ఆ మహనీయులందరినీ స్మరించుకుంటూ దానికి ముందు I would like to compliment the participants in the parade and the various tableaux for an absolutely superb performance. ఇప్పుడు రాష్ట్రంలో జరిగిన అనేక అభివృద్ధి సంక్షేమ కార్యక్రమాలని సంక్షిప్తంగా సమీక్షించుకుందాం. In our efforts to turn the state around and position it as the model state in India, we have come a long way in the last 7 months. This ambitious objective of my government calls for appropriate governance and institutional mechanisms which are in tune with contemporary needs and aspirations of our people. My government has fulfilled the promises it made soon after it came into existence in June last year. Debt redemption for farmers and DWCRA groups, hike in social security pensions for the elderly and widows, pension was increased by 5 times to rupees 1,000 and for persons with disabilities. It was increased by 3 times to rupees 1,500, providing drinking water through NTR Sujala, abolition of belt shops and increasing the retirement age of government employees from 58 to 60 are some of my government's fulfilled promises. My government's vision is to see Andhra Pradesh as one of the top 3 states in India by 2022 and become the best state in India by 2029. Moving behind development concept, we will focus on enhancing happiness index and aim to become the best and the most preferred destination by 2050. We have identified key focus points and have evolved a strategy for comprehensive and sustainable development in the state. At the core of this strategy are 7 missions, 5 grids and 5 campaigns. The mission approach would ensure focus on inclusive growth to improve key indicators in every identified sector. These include primary sector mission, social empowerment mission, knowledge and skill development mission, urban development mission, industry sector mission, infrastructure mission, and service sector mission. The 5 grids would include a gas grid, a water grid, a power grid, a road grid, and a fiber optic grid. The 5 campaigns will be Pedarikam Pai Gelupu, Badi Pilustundi, Polam Pilustundi, Neeru Chettu, Arogyam Parishubhram. To make people partners in the development process, my government has implemented Janmabhoomi, Ma Uru, which is a people-centric welfare program that takes administration of the government to the people. Initiatives like Padayatra and Face-to-Face with the People gave us a deeper understanding of the people's plight in rural and remote areas of the state. This has also given our government a new sense of direction. My government's Smart Village, Smart Ward for a Smart Andhra Pradesh is a community participatory initiative. My government wants to turn this into a people's movement. My government believes that grassroots level planning and community participation will go a long way in realizing our dream of a smart Andhra Pradesh. Our dream is to see clean, healthy, happy and self-sustaining villages and towns which harness the power of knowledge and technology in becoming prosperous. Elected representatives, officials, NRIs, non-resident villagers, NGOs and celebrities will volunteer to provide leadership to the chosen village ward and work with community in transforming the select village or ward. I believe that our villages are our pride and hence become our responsibility. I am confident that you too will give back to society by becoming partners in developing your villages and wards. While my government is engaged in the rebuilding our state, a tragedy struck us in the form of Hadhad. It ravaged the city of Vizag and 3 north coastal districts. My government's immediate response and preparedness and people's participation resulted in quick mitigation of sufferings of people in the aftermath of the Hadhad cyclone. Hadhad had caused extensive loss to infrastructure, property, crop loss, and has rendered many homeless. My government believes that every disaster teaches us lessons. We have learnt ours. We have to take cues from them and move on with our development agenda. My government brought back Vizag to normalcy in less than a week. This was acknowledged even by Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi. The spirit of the people of north coastal districts of Andhra Pradesh reminds me of Nelson Mandela's words. Our human compassion binds us the one to the other, not in pity or patronizingly, but as human beings who have learned how to turn our common suffering into hope for the future. We have taken up housing for the poor who lost their dwellings in the cyclone. We have a plan to make the area cyclone-proof through the support of World Bank. This will include underground cabling and other infrastructure works. With a long-term strategy to ensure early warning disaster systems and a mechanism to counter all possible types of disasters, my government is working on bringing out a manual on disaster preparedness. In a first in our country, my government has begun the trend of paperless e-cabinet meetings. My government is using technology efficiently for public welfare schemes. One of these is the NTR Bharosa pensions. Beneficiaries are now getting updates of pensions credited to their bank accounts on their mobile phones. E-governance is a major initiative in good governance. My government has set March 31 as a deadline to implement an e-file system in all departments of the Secretariat. My government's new IT policy envisages broadband connectivity to every household and having one entrepreneur and one illiterate in every family. Our target in this area is an initial investment of rupees 12,000 crore in the IT sector and rupees 30,000 crore in the manufacturing sector. We aim to achieve 5% share in national IT exports, development of the 2 ITIRs, promotion of 10 IT hubs, 20 manufacturing clusters, and creation of 5 lakh jobs. My government has decided to build a world-class capital for the new Andhra Pradesh near Vijayawada. I am confident that this will be a cynosure of all eyes. I am sure the new capital will be a model for the entire country and perhaps one of the best on the planet. We would ensure that the existing farmland owners become willing partners in the development of the capital and will benefit from enhanced economic opportunities. We have entered into an agreement with the Government of Singapore, government to government, to be a partner in development of the new capital by providing the technology, knowledge and investment for the new capital. Japan government has also offered us to participate in this initiative. We embark upon a major program of converting 3 major cities into mega cities and 13 others into smart cities, enriched with all modern amenities. We have individual roadmaps for targeted economic and industrial development of each and every district in the state. 3 international airports, namely Vijayawada, Visakhapatnam and Tirupati, will be developed along with at least 1 domestic airport in every district. The metro rail projects are also designed for Visakhapatnam, Vijayawada, Guntur, Tenali and Tirupati. The development of a state is essentially going to be port-led through utilizing the 974 kilometers of coastline. Andhra Pradesh has the potential to become the logistics hub of Southeast Asia. Our state has also the potential to become a manufacturing hub. This will enable the companies to export manufactured goods from our country to any Southeast Asian country. Our proximity to countries like Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia and other countries gives us this advantage. We had started with a power deficit of 22 million units per day. My government has brought it down to 0 in 3 months. Through this, Andhra Pradesh has achieved the 0 power cut milestone. Andhra Pradesh is one of the 3 states in the country chosen by the Government of India for implementation of the 24/7 Power for All program. To meet our future power needs, we have action plans that envisage generation of 9,000 megawatt solar and wind power in the coming 5 years. A 4,000 megawatt super thermal power plant station is being established with the help of NTPC near Visakhapatnam. Another 960 megawatt hydropower project has been proposed as part of the Polavaram project. Besides, AP Genco is coming up with a 1600 megawatt thermal power plant near Krishnapatnam. Shortly, I hope these efforts will ensure uninterrupted power supply for agriculture, domestic and industrial sector. My government believes that farmer is the backbone of our economy. His sweat and blood continues to produce food and feed the people across the country. His needs, therefore, are paramount to the government. To relieve farmers of the burden of debts and make agriculture sustainable, my government has implemented the debt redemption scheme through the Farmers Empowerment Corporation. I am delighted to inform you all that farmers with crop loans up to rupees 50,000 benefited duly under this scheme. The first phase of this scheme has provided relief to 22.79 lakh farmers in the state. In the second phase, cases of farmers who do not figure in the first list for want of correct information would make an application on the corporation through the concerned bank, and the corporation would then order release of funds after due scrutiny. This is a defining moment for us, as no government in the country has ever embarked on the loan waiver of such a magnitude. At a juncture when the world is moving from traditional approach of production augmentation to value addition, my government, with a view to make use of the latest available technology envisaged under the primary sector mission, have entered an agreement with an ICRISAT to make the global trends and the best practices available to our farmers. And as irrigation is the backbone of agriculture, we have expedited the process relating to Polavaram project. We have held deliberations with the neighboring riparian state of Chhattisgarh to address legal aspects and obviate issues. In all, 50% of the canal works have been completed. We are keen on completing the entire project by June 2018. This project would facilitate diversion of not less than 70 TMC surplus Godavari waters to Rayalaseema. We are equally committed to provide water to the Rayalaseema area by interbasin transfer of surplus water, and for completing the Galeru Nagari, Handri, Niva, Sujala, Sravanti projects are the earliest. We are working on a plan to saturate the micro-irrigation potential in the Rayalaseema region along with groundwater recharge. My government's overall aim is to make the state drought-free. My government believes that self-help groups are our biggest strength. They can make inclusive growth possible. Empowering DWCRA groups to be an active partner in the economic progress of the state is the strategy of my government. We have launched initiatives in bringing down poverty levels through the dynamic participation of human self-help groups. With a view to throwing out the influence of mafia from the sand quarries and also to empower women economically, we have involved DWCRA groups in sand mining. Women Encounter Corporation has now come with a strategy to enroll at least one woman from each family as a member in the DWCRA group and ensure stipulated monthly income through each DWCRA group. This is one of the best examples of rural entrepreneurship. Social welfare is of utmost importance to my government. Meritorious SC and ST children are being admitted to the best public schools in cities. Our Ambedkar Vidyanidhi is taking care of education needs of talented SC and ST children. No longer they are deprived of the opportunity to do post-graduation or any such course in the best of Western universities for want of financial support. To reflect our commitment for development of SCs and STs in the state, my government has taken adequate care in ensuring implementation of SC/ST sub-plan in letter and spirit. We are consciously working on providing free education from KG to PG for tribal children and establishment of a tribal university. We have launched a toll-free helpline to attend complaints from social welfare hostels, inmates and residential school inmates. Besides, we are also planning to erect solar fences for the social and tribal welfare girls' hostels and install solar power units. My government has specific concern for the welfare of development of backward class. In respect of minorities, also, all programs such as Dukhan Makan, Roshini and Shadi Khana will be implemented as promised. We are planning to introduce honoraria for imams and muezzins. We have introduced health cards to benefit about 22 lakh employees. Press persons, our eyes and ears will also be given the benefits of health cards. Protecting the cultural heritage and respecting the age-old sentiments of people, my government is making foolproof arrangements for the smooth conduct of Godavari Pushkarams and have provided rupees 100 crore towards the amenities. My government is a people's government. In a trend-setting measure for the poor, we have distributed Chandranna Sankranti Kanuka, comprising 6 essential commodities to 1.33 crore white ration card holders on the eve of Sankranti. We have organized Sankranti Sambaralu all over the state. As a way to overcome the problem of shortage of drugs in PHCs, many of the essential drugs will be sold through generic stores so that the poor can buy medicines at cheaper prices. Corporate Medicare has also been made accessible to the poor. Under NTR Vaidya Seva, the ceiling on the cost of treatment has been raised to 2.5 lakhs. Besides, 100 additional ailments are covered anew, taking the total number of ailments covered by the scheme to 1038. My government is seeking to work out a new mechanism that focuses on developing several industrial hubs. This will make development inclusive and open up a wide range of job opportunities to the youth. As part of a comprehensive development strategy, my government is making efforts to attract investments. This plan envisages developing different cities as education, IT and industrial hubs. We have introduced a system of single desk clearance to enhance the ease of doing business in the state to make it a competitive destination for investments. Clearances will be accorded within 21 days for entrepreneurs in respect of their investment proposals. During the last 7 months, we have focused on attracting investments in the industrial sector. In all, 13 mega companies have offered to make investments totaling 12,280 crores. On the day my government completed its 100 days, a slew of MOUs were signed, which will bring over rupees 80,000 crore investments to the state. Work relating to the upcoming Mega Food Park in Chittoor district, Mega Food Aqua Park in Bhimavaram, and Mega Weavers Cluster in Guntur district are at various stages of progress. I am sure you are aware that we have already planned to develop the Visakhapatnam, Chennai, and Bangalore-Chennai via Anantapur and Chittoor corridors with the help of the centre to augment establishment of new industries. Asian Development Bank has come forward to help us establish industrial zones with an outlay of US $2.5 billion as part of Visakhapatnam Chennai Core. This project facilitates development of 5 industrial zones in Visakhapatnam, Kakinada, Machilipatnam, Anantapur and Erpedu Sri Kalahasti so that industrial investments could flow in from various Asian and European countries. An investment promotion board recently cleared investment proposals worth rupees 3,000 crore, which include production units of paints at Visakhapatnam, maize processing unit in Kurnool district, non-recovery coke oven plant along with a power plant in Nellore district, 4 garment manufacturing units in Chittoor and Anantapur districts. Mega agriculture food parks, electronics and hardware parks, minor ports, domestic air terminals, textile parks, aquaculture processing units have been proposed as part of the district-wise industrial promotion and employment generation strategy. As part of our commitment to promotion of tourism, tourist circuits have also been proposed based on the pilgrim centers and nature's attraction in districts. My government is keen to tap the best of the talent and resources available in any part of the world. In this endeavor, the government is actively engaged with the governments, companies and PSUs of countries like Japan, Singapore, Australia for inviting investment and technology transfer. A team led by the Chief Minister visited Japan last November. During the visit, 6 MOUs were inked for the establishment of 4,000 megawatt power station, creation of infrastructure for building basic amenities in the upcoming state capital, introduction of modern methods in the agriculture sector, promotion of food processing industries and parks, Japanese investments in trade and industrial sector, and provision of basic amenities in one special economic zone. A tourist island on the lines of Popular Park in Singapore will be developed in 250 acres. Countries like Japan, Taiwan, and Singapore are evincing interest in to invest US $25 million in this area. To meet the requirements of the growing economy, my government has established the Andhra Pradesh State Skill Development Corporation. My government is working closely with reputed organizations to devise practicable and effective skill development strategies. We have recently launched an apps development program titled Smart Idea in our state. This is the first time a state in India has come up with such an epoch-making program by supporting innovation and encouraging students to build apps. In our dream of making Andhra Pradesh a knowledge society and an economy of full employment, we realize the crucial role that skill development mission plays. I am quite optimistic that all institutes of excellence promised by the Center in Higher Education, such as National Institute of Technology, the Indian Institute of Information Technology, Indian Institute of Management, Indian Institute of Science Education and Research, All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, Central University, Petroleum University, and National Institute of Disaster Management will be launched soon. In this connection, you are aware that the foundation stone for IIM has been laid near Visakhapatnam last week. The government is contemplating to devise strategies to ensure sustainable economic growth and in the process planning to have regular reviews on expenditure and economic growth. This is a time to introspect with honesty and candor the missed opportunities with a view to draw lessons and strategize with a view to make up the deficits. I am optimistic that with redoubtable efforts, the lost ground could be recovered to put the state of Andhra Pradesh on a trajectory of growth and development. The challenges we face today also offer us huge opportunities, provided we strategize properly and put in place mechanisms that will accelerate our growth and development. In response to the positive initiatives taken by my government in this direction, the state has recorded an encouraging growth during the first 2 quarters of the year 2014-15, resulting in an impressive growth of 6.94% in the first half year. All the 3 sectors of the economy, namely agriculture, industry and service sectors, contribute to the overall growth. All out efforts will be made to improve the per capita income of the state, thereby ensure better standards of living. Let me reiterate that my government is committed to implement all promises. I remember John Maxwell's verse, the more seriously you take your growth, the more seriously your people will take you. My government's guiding principle is to strive to the last man in the last mile of development paradigm is healthy, happy, peaceful and prosperous. Its vision is to eliminate poverty, reduce economic and social disparities, leading to a healthy, happy, technological advance and a knowledgeable society. చివరిగా దేశ స్వాతంత్రం పోరాటంలో ఆ దరిమల జాతీయ నిర్మాణ పనులో ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ పాత్ర గణనీయమైనది. ఎందరో మహనీయులు ఈ ప్రాంతం అభివృద్ధికి ఎంతగానో కృషి చేశారు. వారందరూ ఆశయాలకు అనుగుణంగా వారి కలలు సాకారమయ్యేలా మనందరం కలిసి మెలిసి సమిష్టిగా కృషి చేద్దాం. అందరికీ మరోమారు శుభాభివందనాలు. జై హింద్.
రాష్ట్ర ప్రజలను ఉద్దేశించి గణతంత్ర దినోత్సవ సందేశాన్ని అందించిన మన ముఖ్య అతిథి రాష్ట్ర గవర్నర్ గారికి హృదయపూర్వక ధన్యవాదాలు.
Thank you very much, sir. We had witnessed an impressive march past by members of the various contingents. We had a special team of judges to select the marching contingents today in 2 categories, armed and unarmed categories respectively. The uniformed personnel from the police, army and NCC belong to the armed, and the unarmed category comprises of students from various institutions. In the armed category, the first prize is awarded to the youngest battalion in the APSP crown, the 16th Battalion from Visakhapatnam. I request Reserve Inspector Y. Suresh Babu to receive the trophy from the Honorable Governor on behalf of the 16th Battalion.
అనార్మ్డ్ కంటింజెంట్స్ లో బెస్ట్ కంటింజెంట్ గా ఎంపికైంది ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ సాంఘిక సంక్షేమ గురుకుల బాల బాలికల బృందం. గట్టిగా చప్పట్లు. ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ సాంఘిక సంక్షేమ గురుకుల బాల బాలికల బృందం ఈనాటి గణతంత్ర దినోత్సవ వేడుకల్లో అద్భుతమైన అందమైన కవాతు ప్రదర్శన నిర్వహించి బెస్ట్ కంటింజెంట్ గా ఎంపికైంది. ఆ కంటింజెంట్ కమాండర్ మాస్టర్ ఈ తరుణ్ వేదిక దగ్గరికి వచ్చేసి గౌరవనీయులు గవర్నర్ గారి చేతుల మీదుగా అవార్డు అందుకోవాల్సిందిగా విజ్ఞప్తి.
As the curtains come down with an imaginary blare of trumpets, we celebrate and salute our 65-year-old Republic, India. As we step in and celebrate the 66th Republic Day celebrations, I, Padmaja Kanda, on behalf of my co-commentator, Mohammad Inayatullah, take this opportunity to wish you all a happy Republic Day. Thank you all for making this celebration a memorable one. Thank you all for being here at this Indira Gandhi Municipal Corporation grounds, Vijayawada. A special thanks to all the contingents, especially the students who have been practicing hard for the last 1 month with 2 sessions of parade, practice sessions each day. Wishing you all once again a happy Republic Day. Thank you, Vijayawada, for making this a memorable event. We wish you all a grand rebuilding of Navandhra Pradesh.
ఈనాటి గణతంత్ర దినోత్సవాల్లో పాల్గొన్న ప్రతి ఒక్కరికి పేరు పేరున గణతంత్ర దినోత్సవ శుభాకాంక్షలు తెలియజేస్తూ ముగిస్తున్నాం. జై హింద్, జై విజయవాడ, జై నవ్యాంధ్ర. అర్పిస్తోంది.
Salute Vijayawada, salute Shri Pingali Venkaya. I request the August gathering in the stadium to kindly take their seats, please.
పెరేడ్ కమాండర్ శ్రీ అన్బురాజన్ ఐపీఎస్ గారు మన ముఖ్య అతిథి రాష్ట్ర గవర్నర్ గారిని సమీపిస్తూ ఉన్నారు. పెరేడ్ పరిశీలనకై ఆహ్వానించేందుకు విచ్చేస్తూ ఉన్నారు.